I'm just a guy who loves Disney and has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney. I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney News and Reviews. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e. Still got the new intro and everything, and thank you guys actually for making last week pretty fun. You guys really seemed to enjoy last week's episode. I had a blast making it. It's funny how I can make these shows, and the ones that are 1 star and all that stuff wind up being some of my favorites, just because I get to rag on them so much. And I think we had a good time. I know I did. The Where in the Land answer also last week was Star Tours. I think you guys all knew that. You saw C-3PO in there, so cool stuff there. Also, the giveaway still going on. You have until I think the second. We're gonna do first or second week in February, so check that out. Also in February, I'm going to be going to the Disney on Ice that's coming here again. I figured I'd go and check that out, maybe review that for you if you guys are interested. Also, good luck to my friend Mona. She is doing the Disney Run, or the Run Disney, marathon weekend down in Disney World. I'll tell you more about that later, but just good luck to her. She's going to be going hardcore, tomorrow. So excellent stuff. Also with the giveaway, I want to be doing a live Q&A to do the giveaway. It won't be part of the show. It'll be I'll do the giveaway. Or the drawing then, as part of a live Q&A. I'll probably do the intro, I'll do that. I'll do the live Q&A so everybody can enjoy it, and then I will do some questions and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, post them here or in the shows following, or on my Facebook page, and I'll try to consolidate them all and answer some that I think will be interesting. And if you have any questions, whatever it is, I don't care. You can ask personal questions, but if I don't feel like answering it, I'm not going to. So don't feel, upset if I don't. I'll think it's too personal, and then I'll just kind of keep that the way it is. So, yeah. So, post your questions. And again, I just want to say again, thanks for making last week, a great show. It was a fun time. I had a good time. I hope that, I know not every weekly show is going to be the best, but as long as I get some shows that, you guys think are funny, well, I think I've done my job. So yeah, awesome stuff. It's been cold here. And up in New England. The Ravens just lost a very close game, but it was a good game, and hats off to the New England Patriots. They played a great game. It was a good game to watch, and it was good for football in general. I always think that the Ravens come out really good and play in the playoffs, and really don't and they really play good games and stuff like that. But you guys beat us, and now you're on to either Indianapolis or Denver, so that's going to be tough. So congratulations to the Patriots. We'll get you next year. All right, so that's gonna do it for me this week. Let's get right to the news. Another shout out to all those participating in the 2015 Walt Disney World Marathon weekend this weekend. My friend Mona, as I mentioned, who always runs these things, is going for the Goofy Challenge, which is a half marathon today. She already did that and completed it. Congratulations. And then the full marathon tomorrow, or Sunday. Technically you're watching this on Sunday, so yeah, it was today. And the full marathon, it's a lot of running. It's 26.2 miles, I think. It's the Goofy Challenge is I think 13 or 39 point something, and it's crazy. So good luck to her and all the participants, whether you're doing 5Ks, the 1Ks, or whatever. Just be safe and be healthy, and congratulations and good job. As I mentioned last week, Disney has officially confirmed that they were indeed removing the Sorcerer's Hat in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Well, the construction walls are up, and it looks like the hat will be gradually taken down over the next few weeks or days, however long it takes. Also, the hat has been removed from the park maps, leaving a large empty space. It'll be interesting to see what gets put there. Maybe a nice courtyard featuring the partner statue from Disney's California Adventure, which shows a young Walt. That would be kind of neat, since it is Disney's Hollywood Studios. I would like to see that kind of courtyard, same sort of thing in there. So that would be really neat. But what do I know? I'm just a viewer, and I can just put my 2 cents in anyway. So good stuff. Wandering Oaken's Trading Post and Frozen Snow Ground has closed for the second and what appears to be final time. Originally in Soundstage 1 as part of the Frozen Summer Fun in 2014, the store and snow play area moved to the Streets of America at the former AFI Showcase location in late September. Typhoon Lagoon has reopened following its annual refurbishment. There are no major changes of note, but guests will find a few small updates, such as the entrance being modified. The way into Typhoon Lagoon has been widened, I think. Or at least that's what I saw. The Sunglass Hut sponsored sunglass shop is also in there. I forget what it's called. Sunglass extravaganza. I don't know. Sunglass Hut's becoming a very big thing in the parks. So yeah, there is that shop in there. And the return of the Shark Reef is another thing. They were talking about removing it, but it came back. The Shark Reef is there. Now that Typhoon Lagoon is back open, Blizzard Beach is now closed to begin its annual refurbishment through to March 14th. So you can go to Typhoon Lagoon, but just not but not Blizzard Beach until March 14th, when it gets a little warmer and it's more pool weather. And speaking of pools, in some rehab and refurbishment news, some pools at some of the resorts will close up for a refurbishment during this cooler winter time in Florida. Yes, it does get cold down there. First, at the Disney's Art of Animation Resort, the main feature pool, the Big Blue Pool, is planned to be closed from January 12th to the 14th, reopening to guests on January 15th. The Flippin' Fins Pool is scheduled to be closed on January 15th and 16th, reopening to guests on January 17th. The Cozy Cone Pool is not expected to be closed at all during that. And at the Saratoga Springs Resort, the High Rock Spring Pool is scheduled to be closed from February 4th or 2nd to February 4th, reopening to guests on February 5th. And the Paddock Pool is planned to be closed from January 13th to January 27th, reopening to guests on January 28th. So a big refurb at that pool. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, for the news this week. Let's get right to the reviews. Alright guys, I don't know if I can top the comedy and everything from last week's episode, because that just kind of happens. I don't write that, I don't plan for it, it just happens as it comes to me. So I don't expect this week to rival last week, but there are a couple things that I'm going to review today that could be pretty interesting. The first is the Silly Symphony Swings. Now what these guys say, these Silly Symphony Swings are swings rotating around a central tower. Minor attraction. Go within the first 90 minutes the park is open or just before closing. Simple but fun. 3 stars. They gave it 3. That's interesting. There's not much to this ride. It's a swing. But that's pretty much it. This ride is located in Paradise Pier at Disney's California Adventure and opened on June 11th of 2010. Now, obviously, 2010 isn't when the Disney's California Adventure opened, so what was it beforehand? Well, it originally was called the Orange Stinger. It was kind of like a big peeled orange. That's exactly what it looked like. You're seeing that now. Originally, it had bee-themed seats, and there was orange scent, being emoted all throughout it. So, hence the Orange Stinger sort of thing. I'm not sure what that has to do with California. Or is California known for its oranges? I thought that was Florida. Didn't know. I don't know. Don't really eat citrus. I drink orange juice though. That's something I do. Yeah. Vitamin C. Gotta love it. Great pop singer. Loved her song Graduation. That was my 8th grade graduation song. Yep. Throwback. Woot. Anyway, moving on. But what's funny was about the Orange Stinger is that the B seats were eventually removed after the first year because of damage. They just couldn't keep up with the the overall everyday use. And then actual bees wound up, infiltrating the area because of the orange scent. So overall, this was just a giant mess up, a total fail. And so they needed to come up with something different. And in 2010, they said they would, and they wound up, taking the orange theme away, and this became the Silly Symphony Swings. Now this is themed to the band concert. It's a Mickey Mouse short, which is funny though because the band concert has nothing to do with any of the Silly Symphony series. That's its own, special short. But since it's a symphony kind of theme, I guess they just decided to throw it all in there and mix it together, and they made it these Silly Symphony Swings. You got Mickey Mouse on top. There's great art in the center column and everything. And what's cool is just as the story of this thing gets going, starts with the William Tell overture, and then as it gets crazy and it starts going up, the gradual center tower reveals a tornado, just like in a tornado in the movie or the short. Everything goes all crazy. You're sitting there, you're swinging around the tornado, and the Storm by William Tell also gets playing, and then eventually it comes down as everything settles back down, and ta-da! There you go. It's all done and over, and it's just it was a really cool thing. Now here's where I don't quite like this ride. You see, it is just a swing ride, but if you're kind of a bigger guy like me, I knew there were going to be some attractions that I will not be able to get on. Pretty much in every Disney park, I've been able to get on everything. This is one of the few attractions that I wasn't able to actually fit on. The seats are about this wide. Right here. My butt is not that small, okay? Alright? Let's do this. So now my brother, he's a little bit smaller than me, but he's taller. He's a bigger guy, not wider, but bigger. He couldn't fit on it. So we get on it, we put our stuff away, and we try to sit on it, and we were like, okay, that didn't work out, so we couldn't get on it, and we really didn't care because I don't particularly like swing rides. It's I don't know. I just don't think. I mean, this ride is totally safe. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't like them. I don't know. Like, I'd rather get on a roller coaster or a Wild Mouse roller coaster 10 times than I would get on the, this type of swing ride. But it is pretty cool. A lot of people enjoyed it. There wasn't a massive wait for it, so you don't have to worry about it. The only video I had is probably what you just saw. It's just, me standing outside, and you really can't, expect much more. It's just a swing ride. You go on, you sit down, you swing, and then that's it. A lot of people don't take the time to appreciate the art that's on the ride, and you might understand what the story is. So hopefully you'll understand what the story is after watching this and then going on the Silly Symphony Swings. So what am I going to give the Silly Symphony Swings at Disney's California Adventure? I'm just going to give this 2 stars. It's an average attraction, but you really are limited because adults might have trouble getting on it, or at least bigger adults rather. And it's just a swing ride. There's nothing crazy about it. It is fun. It's not a 1 because there is some cool history with it. I liked seeing the art on the on the actual ride itself, and the music was good, obviously. So that's fun, but it really isn't much of a ride. It's mainly more for kids and people just kind of just meandering around. There are other things to see in Disney's California Adventure that are more entertaining than this. They gave it 3. I'm giving it 2. Silly Symphony Swings, 2 stars. Now what's funny is this ride that I'm talking about now isn't even as exciting as the Silly Symphony Swings, but I'm giving it a much higher rating just because of the history behind it, so listen up. The next thing I'm going to be reviewing today is the Storybook Land Canal Boats. That's a lot to say for this one little ride. Now what these guys say, the Storybook Land Canal Boats ride is a scenic boat ride, a minor attraction, go before 10:30 a.m. or after 5:30 p.m. Pretty, tranquil, and serene, 3 stars. I think it's a little bit better than that. They I don't think take in the history behind it, but I'm a Disney history buff, so let's go right into it. Now this is located in Fantasyland in Disneyland Park, and this opened on opening day of Disneyland, July 17th of 1955. Now being an opening day attraction, this was supposed to be a little bit more than what it was now. Disney had a lot of ideas for his park. He was big into miniatures, and he went over to, I think it was Switzerland, saw a miniature park there, and that's originally what Disneyland was supposed to be, just a miniature park, you know, across the street from the Walt Disney Studios. But eventually Disney's imagination got the better of him, and of course it became that big Disneyland park. So he wanted to include something in there, something miniature in there, because that was just something in his head. He loved miniatures, so he came up with the story, you know, this miniature ride that was going to take you through all the different, you know, different landmarks throughout the world, you know, like Paris, the Eiffel Tower, that sort of thing. What's funny to note is that when this opened on opening day, none of that was there. It was just a boat ride through these different areas. They didn't even have the sod down. You know, all of the agriculture and stuff really was not in place. Just a part of the Disneyland horrific opening day. You know, Disney's Folly, that sort of thing. I mean, it was so bad that the people working there called it the mud bank. I think it was called the mud bank canal boats, because that's pretty much what it was. You just went through and you just saw mud and dirt, and there really was nothing there. It wasn't until a year later that a lot of this stuff was added. They added some different, you know, miniatures in there, and it didn't become the miniature canal boat ride, you know, through the world. It was, you know, Disney was like, okay, let's take some scenes from some of our movies and put them in there, and that's exactly how we got the Storybook Land Canal Boat Ride that we know today. Now, as usual, this is an attraction that, you know, evolved over time. You know, some of the stuff didn't work out. The boats were a little clunky, you know, early on, but they, you know, have it good now because they actually have a motor that the driver actually drives. It's not just a free-spirited boat ride or anything like that. I mean, it is on a kind of a track, and they narrate throughout the tour, and they talk to you about all of the different scenes and landmarks that you're beholding. Early on, you know, there was pretty much the Snow White, you know, landmark, the old mill, that sort of thing. But as the years went on and Disney's movies have come out, they you know, they added the Mr. Toad. They added a whole bunch of other ones. Mr. Toad was eventually replaced by Aladdin. They did a whole bunch of other stuff, and you know. It's pretty much full now. I mean, they have everything. They even have Frozen. The old mill was actually you know, replaced by the Arendelle area, which is really nice. I have some video. I want to be showing this to you just so you can get an idea of what you know, this is all about. Now, this is located in Disneyland Paris as well. They have their own version of this, and the reason why I'm ranking this kind of higher than most other, you know, is because, well, to me, this is being one of the opening day attractions, even though it was terrible. This, in all of the things that I see, you know, for Disneyland, promoting Disneyland, this is one of the main things that made me go, I really want to go to Disneyland just to get on this. For me, it's a 5 because I really enjoy it. But I'll talk to you more about, you know, the rating later. But it seems to be like one of the things that I think everybody really needs to get on. I love the fact that you know, first enter through Monstro's mouth. I think that's really cool. Monstro is one of my favorite Disney characters of all time. For whatever reason, I love the big aquatic animals. You know, the Monstro, the great, you know, the giant squid from 20,000 Leagues, and the Kraken. You can fight me on the fact that the Kraken and then the squid from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea are the same. It's not, but you know, you can try to fight me on that if you want to. But it's cool to go through all the different things. There's a lot there, a lot more than I thought would be. You know, it's really windy, and you go through this, you know, final tunnel where you see the aerial, you know, the King Triton's castle and all that stuff. That's actually where they hide all the other boats. That's the boathouse. So that's pretty cool, and it just had that feel of old Disney because, you know, the wait area is not covered. It's, you know, it's really out in the open, and it just had that great, awesome feel of old Disney. And the whole Fantasyland area is great just because it had that feel of old Disney. And I knew, you know, getting on this, that this was Disney history, so I could appreciate it even more. Now, I have some video I want to show you so you can get on the Storybook Land Canal Boat Ride. So check that out, and I'll be back to you know, rate it and give my final comments on it. So there you go, the Storybook Land Canal boat ride. Check it out.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Storybook Land. My name is Danielle, and I will be your storyteller and captain while we are aboard the Alice from Alice in Wonderland. For your safety, please remain seated at all times with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat, and please supervise your children. Thank you.
We're going inside.
Oh no! It looks like we're about to be swallowed by Monstro the whale. But don't worry, Pinocchio and Geppetto helped us out a little bit. They built a campfire that made Monstro sneeze so hard that he blew his tail right off, giving us our very own entrance into Storybook Land and making Monstro half the whale he is to be.
You saw that? We went inside.
Coming up here to our left, we have the cave of the Big Bad Wolf. And right across the way are the homes of the three little pigs.
Oh.
One house made of straw, one house made of sticks, and another house made of wolf-proof bricks, also known as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just around the river bend here to our left, we have the English village of Alice in Wonderland. Alice's curiosity got the best of her one day when she followed the White Rabbit and fell down, down, down his rabbit hole into Wonderland. In the center of the canal, we have London Park. This is the very same park where Peter Pan once taught Wendy, John, and Michael Darling how to flight to Neverland, where they never, ever had to grow up.
It's gonna fall. Her head's... Oh, it does have Velcro.
Straight ahead, we have the mysterious city of Agrabah. On top is the Sultan's Palace. And down below is the busy marketplace where Aladdin first met Princess Jasmine. And they fell in love. Aww. Now, there were two things that Aladdin stole that day. One was a shiny red apple, and the second item was Princess Jasmine's heart. Very young. Here to the right, we have the cottage of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. If you listen carefully, you can hear the Seven Dwarfs whistle while they work, and Snow White singing while she bakes a delicious apple pie. And here to our left, we have Cinderella's village. If you look halfway up on the hillside, you can see the very same magic pumpkin carriage that once escorted the princess to the castle, where she first met and fell in love with her Prince Charming.
Oh, you took another picture of your lake.
On our left, we have the three mills from the Academy Award-winning short film The Old Mill. The middle mill was once used to house local animals during winter storms. And straight ahead, we have Pinocchio's village. If you listen carefully, you can hear Geppetto and Pinocchio celebrating that Pinocchio is now a real boy, thanks to a wish upon a star and the blue fairy that made everything happen.
That sounds like Ariel.
Yes.
Approaching us here to the right, we have Prince Eric's castle from the film The Little Mermaid.
Oh, there it is.
This is the very same shore where Ariel first developed her land lakes and became a part of our world. After the waterfall here to our left, we have Atlantica, home of King Triton and Princess Ariel. This is where they once lived with their friends Flounder and Sebastian.
Alright guys, so what did you think? Now I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, that doesn't seem very exciting. It's not supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be historical. As a Disney history guy, I really appreciate that. And I just think it's one of those things that everybody really needs to get on once. I don't care if you find it stupid or you're like, it's a kid ride, where's the excitement and everything. Sometimes the Disney rides aren't filled with excitement. It's just cool to be a part of something, a tradition that has lasted as long as it has. So yeah. So what am I going to give these Storybook Land Canal boat rides? Actually, I'm giving this 4. This is filled with history for me, and I really enjoyed it. Hopping on the boat, and seeing them actually drive it, which is cool, and going through the Monstro mouth and seeing all the different things. It just made me think, okay, this is, I could take myself back to 1956, 1955 when this stuff opened, and really be, get an appreciation for it. I'm sure a lot of other people are like, oh, that's whatever. It's mainly for kids. That's okay. But I really enjoyed it, and sure there are many other exciting rides to get on, but I'm not rating things based on excitement or or just excitement alone. It's also has to have some history. So I really appreciate that. And the Storybook Land Canal Boat Rides was a very fun attraction for me, and I think you all should get on it at least once. So if you don't get on, get on it each time you go to Disneyland. Get on it once and make sure you do at least one time in your future. So yeah, there you go. The Storybook Land Canal Boat Ride at Disneyland in Fantasyland. 4 stars. Check it out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Disney News and Reviews. Again, I don't think it was as intense or exciting or fun as the last one, but, well, that's not going to happen every time. That just kind of has to happen organically, depending on what I'm talking about. So, yeah, if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I want people to go to Disney World or Disneyland or whatever and get on both of those attractions. The Silly Symphony Swings, it's a little iffy, but at least there's some history there. And definitely the Storybook Land Canal Boat Ride. That's really awesome. I really had a good time with that. Very much, a fan of that ride. So, really cool stuff there. And also check out the giveaway stuff. Follow the link. There's either going to be a link here, or check my old videos. There's going to be stuff with that. I'm really doing a lot with that, and also post your Q&A questions below here in the in the comments section or on my File91e Facebook page. So if you are going to Disney World or Disneyland, be sure to go to allers.net, touringplans.com, and wdwmagic.com for our latest and greatest Disney news. WaltDisneyWorld.com is good too. They have everything you will ever need, or Disneyland.com, or whichever you're going. Next thing I want to get on is a Disney cruise. I think that'll be fun. Disney cruise. I've never been on a cruise, and I've never been on a Disney cruise, so let's knock them out with 2 for 1 stone. Yeah, so last week was pretty easy. We're in the land. You guys get them. I finally organized all of my Disney photos and videos, so I'm now going to be starting to edit my big Disney video, and I'll probably upload that in parts. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's Disney News and Reviews, and guys, where in the land am I this week? Bye.